How's it going, guys, and welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, I'm Simplicity. Hope you're having a wonderful day, and if you are new to the channel, we're all about building your brand, business and impact online through social media marketing. So you want to quit that 9-to-5 job, start a side hustle and create a business that you love? Then consider subscribing by clicking that big red button down below and join the Creator Nation. In today's video, I'm going to run through my July analytics. If you're curious how my channel did last month, we're going to go through that together, and we're going to run through some things that you should be looking at in your channel to see how you can improve and how you can get more and more growth through your analytics. All right, let's have a look. Guys, so here we are on my July analytics, and I just want to run through some things that I always look at when I'm looking at my analytics and share with you guys some things that I would highly recommend you looking at to really help improve your channel by seeing what's working well for you, what you can do better, and how you can really improve the growth of your channel by really paying attention to your analytics. So let's have a look at what I mean. So the first thing we can see clearly here is it gives me my summary of how many views I've had for July. So we can see here that I had 82,985 views in July. From that, I received 3,100 watch time hours, and I gained 3,000 subscribers with a revenue of $191.67. And then of course you always have your real-time activity for the last 48 hours and your latest video. You also see here that you'll get your top videos for that period. Now you want to have a close look at this because this is going to show you what videos are performing best in that month, and you can really determine why that is and what you did right in that video to do it again and again and get more views and get more traffic into your channel. So there's three main things that we want to look for when looking at your videos. You want to look at your average view duration. So if you don't know what average view duration is, it is the average of all of the people that watched your video, how long they watched the video for. So it tells YouTube, it tells the YouTube algorithm, and it tells yourself whether the majority of people are enjoying your video and how long they're watching it for. It gives the YouTube algorithm and gives yourself a really good idea whether that video is performing quite well. Because at the end of the day, what YouTube wants and what you want from your videos is to get the most watch time possible. Because if you didn't know already, videos are ranked based on watch time. Because at the end of the day, YouTube simply wants people on their platform for as long as possible. They don't want to go ahead and promote one of your videos if the person is only going to watch it for say 2 minutes and your video frustrates them and they might even leave the platform. So they're only going to recommend videos that are going to keep them on the platform and is going to encourage them to stay on the platform and watch more and more videos. So not only do you want a video that has a high average view duration, you want a video that gets a lot of watch time so people are watching it for a long period of time. You also want to think about your click-through rate. So is your thumbnail something that people are clicking on? And then of course, are they watching the video for a long portion of the time? How much watch time that video is getting is really, really important because that shows YouTube that they're staying on the platform. And then the other thing that you want to think about is getting people to watch more of your videos, and therefore you're getting more watch time on your whole channel, and that's really going to help your channel to be pushed out more and more if you're keeping people on the platform. And ideally you want to keep people on your YouTube channel. It's not just simply keeping someone on the platform, because if they watch your video and then they go ahead and watch somebody else's video, obviously it's going to be more beneficial for your channel if they're going ahead and watching more of your videos. So it's really important to use call to actions. So that's your little annotations that you can put in the screen there. Of course, you want to have your end screens. That's going to encourage people to watch more videos. And of course, linking other videos in the description. All of these things are really, really important to make sure you're getting the most watch time possible on your channel. And that's how your videos are going to get recommended more. That's how you're going to rank better on search. All of these things are really, really crucial. And what does it come down to? It comes down to the quality of your video. So you want to make sure you're creating high quality videos, and this is where your analytics is really, really important, because you want to see what videos are doing well and you want to know why that is so you can replicate it. Okay guys, now one thing I found that's really interesting, I'm probably going to sound super silly for saying this, but it's really cool how it tells you here when a video was uploaded. So it'll say what video it was and how many videos there was. Let's say it's one video, one video, one video, one video, one video, one video. So I actually thought that was really cool. I'm surprised. I mean, I probably have seen it before, and you guys are probably thinking that's been there for ages, but just thought I'd point that out for us newbies on the YouTube analytics. I think it's really cool to see, just so you can kind of see how your videos were performing based on when a video was uploaded. you would expect to get more views when that video is uploaded. Now, one thing you want to do is you want to click on the see more option here, and this is where it's really important. This is going to come down to exactly what we were just talking about. This is going to show you what videos were outperforming for the month of July, and this is where we can really use our analytics to help us to figure out where the views are coming from, why that video is performing well, and how we can replicate it in our newer videos. You want to make sure that you're always looking at ways to improve your video. So even if a video did well, you can always improve upon it. Maybe your average view duration could be better, maybe your click-through rate was quite low. All of these things you need to look into and determine where you went wrong and what you can do better. So if we have a look here, we can see that the highest performing video was my first YouTube paycheck, and I received 1,700 views. From that, I received 81.9, which is 2.6% of my total watch time. Now, also you want to have a look at how many subscribers you're gaining from these videos. This is pretty embarrassing. You can see I'm actually losing subscribers here. And the reason for this is I have started changing my type of videos. So I am expecting my subscribers to be dropping at the moment because I've done a shift. I've pivoted with the type of content that I'm making. But in your case, you do want to have a look to see what video is getting the most subscribers. You would think it would be the highest viewed video, but that's not always the case. Now we can also see here that from that I had 17,000 impressions and I had a click-through rate of 6%. Now 6% I'm pretty happy with. It's not a huge amount of impressions, so it definitely could be higher. So this is telling me that if I had a higher click-through rate, I would potentially get more impressions. How impressions works, guys, it all depends on how that video performs, and it does come down to the first 24 hours of when your video is uploaded. So it really does depend on if people are clicking on your thumbnail, how many people are seeing that, and how many people are clicking on it. My particular video was shown 17,194 times, and from that we only received 1,700 views, which was only 6%. Now I'm not saying that's terrible, but I'm definitely saying it could be a lot better. So I definitely want to look into see how I can get my click-through rate to be a lot better. But even looking even further in that, I can see that my watch time was 81.9 hours. Based on that, I'm pretty happy with that. If we look down to the next one, was the YouTube hashtags, and that one received 1,511 views. Now in this example, we had 12,078 impressions, and the click-through rate was 6.2%. So kind of just scrolling down here, we can see that on average I'm getting 6 or 5% click-through rate. There definitely are some lower ones as well, and you're going to get that based on the type of video that it is. On this particular one where I had a lower click-through rate, I did something a little bit different. It wasn't my standard YouTube videos. I actually did a green screen overlays video, which is still based on my niche, but isn't going to really relate with all of my subscribers. So you can see here, this one had a lot less views and a much lower click-through rate. We also have here how to rank YouTube videos in 2020. This one only had 413 views and had only an impressions of 4,600. So we can see pretty clearly here that your higher viewed videos clearly going to have more impressions, and that all comes down to how your video performed. Was it getting lots of clicks from the impressions that YouTube was giving it? As soon as it's not getting clicked and people aren't watching it for very long, YouTube is going to stop showing your video. So it's really important how your video performs within the first 24 to 48 hours. They're going to see how people are reacting to it. How did your subscribers react to it? How did new people coming into your channel react to it? Did they stay on your channel? Did they watch other videos? Did they engage with your video? All of these things are really crucial, but the main thing you got to think about is your watch time and your average view duration and your click-through rate. Those are the three main things that I would highly recommend focusing on when looking at your analytics. You need to determine why people are leaving your video. Why did they leave your video at that point in time? And you can really actually learn a lot from watching your video to see where you lost a lot of viewers, and you can really improve your editing style to avoid people leaving that soon in the future. So it might be something as simple as you did a scene change, maybe it was some kind of overlay, maybe it was just simply the topic. Whatever it might be, you need to really determine what it was that caused people to leave that video and make sure that you're improving on that to get a higher average view duration and in turn get a higher watch time, so that YouTube's going to push your video out more and more. You're going to get more impressions and more views. So the next thing I like to look at here is the traffic source. If we click on traffic source, and I really like to see where my views are coming from to determine, am I ranking in search? Is it coming from my subscribers? Where can I improve? What am I finding is something that's not doing too well? So we can see here that my highest views came from YouTube search. So from the 82,000 views, 27,877, which is 33.6%, came from YouTube search. Now I'm really happy with that because that is the main thing that I'm focusing on. With any small channel, the best thing that you can rank for is ranking in YouTube search. So I highly recommend, if you're brand new to YouTube or you've only been around for YouTube and you don't have very many subscribers, you need to rank in YouTube search. You need to get your videos out there to be seen by more people, getting more impressions, more clicks, and more watch time to really help promote your channel and to be seen by the YouTube algorithm to recommend you more and more. Now, based on my YouTube search, my impressions was 424,444 and my impressions click-through rate was 6.1%. Pretty happy with that. The average view duration was 1 minute and 47 seconds, which based on my average view duration is a little bit lower than my standard average view duration. Now this does come down to each video that you promoted. So looking at the total average view duration can be very misleading depending on the length of your videos. Now for myself, I know for a fact that this isn't too bad based on the videos that I had in July, but I'm definitely starting to want to increase my average view duration. So going forward, I definitely would hope to be looking at around 3 to 4 minutes in the future. But I think for this particular month, 1 minute 47 isn't too bad, but it definitely could be a lot better. Now, my second most viewed was actually from my channel page. That means people were coming to my channel page. They were searching for my channel page to find these videos. That can generally be from your subscribers. It doesn't mean that they're not subscribers. It just means that they clicked on your video through your channel homepage. Now from this, I received 18,509 views. From that, I received 533 hours of watch time, and my average view duration was very similar at 1 minute and 43 seconds. Now my impressions from that was 274,263 impressions, and my click-through rate was actually a little bit higher at 6.3%. So it's quite interesting comparing the two. The views a little under 10,000 less, but the actual watch time is quite interesting because for 27,000 views, I had 832 hours of watch time, but for 10,000 views less, it was only about 300 hours watch time less. That's about right because it's about half the views, so it's pretty good. And the average view duration was very similar. And my third most viewed traffic source was from my browse features. And if you don't know what your browse features are, the browse features means you're coming up on people's home pages and on their subscription pages. So this is generally people who have subscribed to you or people that have watched your video. You're going to pop up again on their home page. That being said, you can still pop up on people's home pages who have never watched your video before. They're watching similar videos that they're enjoying that you create similar videos of, and there is quite likely that you will pop up on their homepage. But generally speaking, I think people misunderstand what browse features actually is. It's generally going to be people who subscribe to your channel showing up on their homepage or subscription page, or it's going to be somebody who's already interacted with your video and has enjoyed it. So it's very unlikely to show up on someone's homepage if they haven't come across your video before. Now, I'm not saying that it doesn't happen, but from what I've found, especially when I look at my homepage, yes, I do see some creators that I've never watched before, but like 90% of my homepage is creators that I've watched before. So that's generally how you're going to show on people's browse features. And then next we go down to notifications. So that's just your subscribers notifications. And of course, we've got our suggested videos. So that's been suggested on people's videos. Now, one thing I want to quickly do is if you want to see where your YouTube search is coming from, you can actually go ahead and click on YouTube search. And this is actually going to show you the keywords that you're ranking for. And we can clearly see here that from my iPhone giveaways is where I was receiving all of my YouTube search from. And I've actually pivoted from this recently. So that is something that I am trying to work on and just seeing where I can do better to rank in YouTube search. YouTube search is definitely the easiest thing to rank for. I'm not saying that it's easy, but it's something that you can control. It's something that is easier to work out what you need to do in order to get ranked in YouTube search, and it is something that you can physically see in your video, especially if you use TubeBuddy or vidIQ. It's going to show you if you're ranking in those keywords, and it really helps you to determine what keywords you're ranking for, and from this you can see what keywords are working well for you, and it helps you to determine what kind of videos to make in the future. So the other thing I wanted to look at is just looking at how I've been doing in the last 90 days. So this kind of gives you a nice brief summary of your views within the last 90 days, so you can kind of compare how you're doing as a whole and where you can improve to see, are your viewers going up, are your views going down, what's been working for you, and all of these kinds of things. It's really important to kind of compare your last 90 days just to see how you're tracking along and things like that. So we can really see back in May, I really started spiking and started getting some great views. I can see on May 24th, I had 23,401 views. And then on June 3rd, I had 38,325 views. Now this is where I pivoted and I started changing my videos up and reducing the giveaway videos, because I found with giveaway videos, and a lot of you probably are aware of this, the problem with giveaway videos is people only come for the giveaways, and even if they win, they probably won't watch your other videos, and if they lose, they definitely won't watch your videos. I found even though I wanted to give back to you guys, I want to only give back to my actual supporters. There's no point doing giveaways for people that aren't true fans of your video, and that's why I have pivoted a little bit. My main goal is to help someone start a business and create a job they love. That's what my video is about these days, and yes, my views are going to suffer from that because a lot of my subscribers were here for the wrong reasons. I'm absolutely fine with that. I'm just going to keep pushing through, and I truly believe that I will start ranking in YouTube search once again, like I have proven that I have. And that's the kind of goal that I'm facing on. So if you are losing subscribers, if you are losing views, do not lose heart. And if it's something that you're truly passionate about, you can definitely pivot if you're not enjoying that kind of video. And I'm hoping that me being transparent and honest with you guys will help you to understand that we all go through struggles and it's not easy. And this is pretty embarrassing to be showing you guys my stats, but I want to be honest with you guys and hope this can help you guys too. You see here in the last 28 days, I gained 15,500 subscribers. I received 20.3 thousand watch hours, and I've had 424,000 views. From that, I received $719. If you do want to check out my first paycheck video, I'll link it in the description. So definitely go ahead and have a look if you want to see how much I made from the first month of being monetized on YouTube. But yeah, it's quite interesting to see. You can really see that the views have dropped at the moment. I'm getting about 300 to 500 views within the first 24 hours, which to be honest, I'm pretty happy with, because my active subscribers, the percentage of that is pretty good. I'm getting around about, I believe my click-through rate is somewhere between 5 to 10%, which is what I'm aiming for. And I feel like my average view duration definitely is improving. All of these things are going to be something that the YouTube algorithm is going to be picking up on. The only problem that I probably still have is if you have a lot of people that are getting recommended your videos but aren't interested in them, they're not going to click on it, and then YouTube thinks it's a poor video. Probably something that I'm struggling with right now. Once I kind of lose out those people and it starts getting recommended to the right audience, that is when things will actually change, and that's when you can really start to see some growth in your channel. So you need to remember that these things that do happen, just stick with it. And just remember that if you think back even 90 days ago of how far you've come, if you had given up then, you might have missed that next day when you blew up. You just don't know when it's going to happen. So I hope this video can be inspirational for you guys to really show you guys not to give up, keep pushing forward, and you will not regret it when you finally do blow up and you start seeing the success for all of your hard work. Right guys, so that was a really quick video of my July analytics, and I just wanted to kind of show you guys how my channel is tracking and really showing you guys what you should be looking for in your analytics to help you learn where you're going wrong, what you can do to improve. And the main thing to take away from this video is for your video to do well, for your video to get suggested and recommended and be shown to more and more people, you need to make sure that your video is being received well by your audience. So make sure your video is being shown to the right people. It's not just about views. If you're shown to the wrong people, people aren't going to click on it, and that means that YouTube is going to stop watching your video. So make sure that you are getting the right type of people to watch your videos, and that's why it's really, really important to not do silly things like sub for sub, sharing it on Reddit or different things like that, where the people that are going to click on your video don't actually care about your content. Tip number 2 is you want to make sure you're making high quality videos that people are going to watch and they're going to get value from. If they find your video helpful and they're learning things from it, they're most likely going to watch it for a large portion of time. That's going to give you a really good average view duration, and it's going to give you a higher watch time, which is going to show the YouTube algorithm to recommend your video, give you more impressions. And as long as your video is getting clicked on and people are enjoying it, the impressions will keep going until it eventually dies out. And that's how a video essentially blows up. The better a video does, the more impressions, the more times YouTube will push it out until the click-through rate drops back down to the medium, then they stop showing that video. So more impressions means more views, guys. So make sure you're making high quality videos. Make sure you're getting people to watch the video for as long as possible. Get them to engage with your video, and above all else, make sure you're optimizing your video correctly so it's shown to the right people, so that your video is going to perform the very best that it can because it's being shown to the right people. If you did enjoy this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up. It really does help support the channel. And if you did enjoy this video, I know you'll love these other videos. Definitely go ahead and check those out, and I'll see you over there. Peace out.